The streets of Kahnawake are about to change drastically. No parking signs have been erected all along the Old Malone Highway. Mohawk TV spoke to Walter Goodleaf at the Community Protection Unit for more details on this issue.
Decision to put no parking signs up stemmed from several complaints and concerns that were sent to the Safety Committee. This is a few years back. Because of the complaints and concerns, the Safety Committee had established a traffic no parking subcommittee. We were given 14 areas of concern. So Old Malone Highway took into consideration 6 out of the 14 locations that we had to look at. So that is the reason why we started with the Old Malone Highway. In the instance of the Old Malone, it's to help the flow of traffic, because before, with parking on both sides of the street and the width of the street the way it was, 2 vehicles, depending on the size, were not able to pass each other. But there's still other roads that are going to be affected.
The subcommittee is comprised of Goodleaf himself, a member of the Kahnawake Peacekeepers, Public Works, and the Fire Brigade. Goodleaf added that the community will be notified when exactly the signs will take effect, and it is scheduled for early in the new year.
Tickets will be issued only starting next spring, and there are going to be some, I forget what the term was that we used, but they're special event type things that'll be exempted from the parking restrictions. And one of them would be, for example, the funeral parlor. If there's a wedding being held at the Knights of Columbus and there's an abundance of cars, I think it'll be waived for that particular event. So there is some accommodation in there.
Goodleaf further states that in the current phase of the process, the committee would like feedback from the community on how the signs affect them.
We sent out a notice to the residents and business people on the Old Malone Highway, asking them to address their concerns here at Community Protection. And if they have any recommendations or concerns or an explanation of how the no parking restrictions is affecting their business, we'd like to hear all those things, and we may be able to come up with some sort of alternative to absolute no parking. Those types of things are possibilities, but we want to hear from the community. This is the consultation process that we're going to the public with now.
Goodleaf concluded that a public consultation process was not required due to the Mohawk Council's mandate. There are 14 areas in total that are being addressed. The other areas include Rabaska Road, Old Step by Step Road, and the River Road, to name a few. For Zawan Aorihwa, I'm Gaditza Norda McGregor.
It seems to have become a war of words, each side releasing statements on their position, the contentious issue, a justice system in Kahnawake. The Mohawk Nation at Kahnawake got a message this week, loud and clear, after the Kahnawake Justice Commission fired off a statement that responded to their position regarding the new community decision-making process. If you remember, the Mohawk Nation at Kahnawake released a statement saying it does not support the new initiative. The Kahnawake Justice Commission says they believe this process is inclusive to the whole community, regardless of political ideology or perceived allegiance. They state, this process cannot be claimed to be owned by any specific group. It is ours to use as a means of building consensus, to achieve an objective, justice, and the confidence of knowing that an individual's concerns will be addressed in an objective and timely manner should not be owned or dictated by a select group. The Kahnawake Justice Commission is of the opinion that this process and initiative is a method of bringing the community closer together by having positive discussion on an issue that affects everyone. The intention is to remove the barriers that have been put up concerning this and other issues that affect our community. The Kahnawake Justice Commission claims they have sent several invitations to the 3 longhouses to participate in the new community decision-making process and the current mandate for a Kahnawake justice system. However, Kenneth Deer, the Mohawk Nation at Kahnawake's secretary, states he has never received any invitations of this nature and has asked for a copy of the originals so they can be viewed and discussed. Deer also says they have sent letters to the MCK informing them that they are ready to meet and are arranging a time and place. Meantime, the Justice Commission states that a joint task force on justice was created back in 1988 between the Mohawk Council and the people from the Longhouse. Several people from both sides were mandated to work with the Justice Commission. Since then, the Justice Commission's never received anything stating the mandate has been rescinded or modified. That means, to them, the invitation to collaborate is ever present.
Each year, it seems a piece of our history is either restored, rebuilt, or removed. Kahnawak's old fort wall was recently fine-tuned after a 10-foot section was demolished this week when a community protection inspector and MCK buildings manager deemed it unsafe due to pedestrian traffic and its close proximity to a nearby home. No news on whether or not that portion will be restored.
Following a 7-day trip through Greece, the Olympic torch is set to travel across the ocean into Canada. But here in Kahnawake, the Olympic torch is scheduled to pass through the heart of the community on its 40th day in early December 8th exactly, as it makes its way from Longueuil to Beaconsfield. According to sources at the Mohawk Council of Kahnawake, former Olympic gold medalist Alwyn Morris will be a torchbearer, although this is yet to be confirmed. However, it has been confirmed that former water polo Olympian Winnie Miller will be a torchbearer, and she will run in Wandage. Kahnawake's sister community, Agwazasneg, will have 3 residents participating in the torch relay. 23-year-old Arunias Hearn has been selected as one of 11 Aboriginal youth. His role, a flame attendant, will begin in Greece just this week. Also, Mike Benedict Jr. will be a community flame attendant, and Howard Yadorde Thompson, an honorary elder firekeeper. The 2010 Olympics is set to take place in Vancouver, BC. So, Gar, how did it go yesterday, and what was the feeling like?
It went great. I managed to raise $2,500, and most of it came in actually yesterday before 4 o'clock. And the event was for me, it was great. I had a great time. I was comfortable, and everything went smoothly. But most people around me were pretty nervous about it. A lot of people saying, don't do it. But I said, nah, I already agreed to it. And last year I decided, yeah, I want to do Shave to Save. I just, once and for all. This was after Radiothon. So I got the contact information. I emailed them, and they contacted me and gave me the package that says what you have to do. And, you know, so I did everything I was supposed to do. And then I started collecting donations. Eventually it all added up. And the end of the result was at 4 o'clock yesterday, or the 28th, they came here. Brought their barber, their announcer, and first they cut my ponytail off, which took them about 5 or 6 minutes to get through. And then once that was done, they shaved the rest of my head. And it's cold out here.
It looks good. You suit the baldness.
That's what I said. Somebody was telling me, they looked and went, "Wow, it doesn't look too bad. Your head's not oddly shaped." So I'm hoping to get a few more for next year, and. Also, my hair, I'm going to be donating it to an organization that makes wigs for cancer patients, for kids and that. So.
And don't go away. There'll be much more to come here on Zawana Aorihwa right after this quick commercial break.